From the depths of our planet to the furthest reaches of the atmosphere, Earth is a realm of ceaseless activity. The very forces that sustain life, the shifting of tectonic plates, the churning of the oceans, and the power of the wind can transform into agents of destruction in an instant. These natural disasters, as we call them, remind us of the awesome and sometimes terrifying power of the natural world. Earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, floods, wildfires. These events shape our landscapes and leave indelible marks on human history. While we strive to understand and predict these events, their raw power underscores the importance of preparedness and resilience. The history of humanity is punctuated by tales of these natural disasters, stories of devastation and loss, but also of courage, compassion, and the indomitable human spirit. By understanding the forces at play, we can better prepare for these events, mitigate their impacts, and protect ourselves and our communities. Across the globe, the evidence of nature's raw power is etched into the very fabric of our planet. The jagged peaks of mountain ranges stand as testament to the immense forces that drive tectonic plate collisions. Vast floodplains speak to the erosive power of water, shaping landscapes over millennia. And the scars left by wildfires serve as a reminder of the destructive potential of fire within ecosystems. These natural disasters, while often catastrophic in their immediate impact, are also integral to the Earth's dynamic processes. They remind us that our planet is not static, that change is constant, and that we must adapt to its rhythms. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius, which buried Pompeii in ash, serves as a stark reminder of the volatility that lies beneath our feet. The devastating tsunami of 2004, triggered by an earthquake off the coast of Sumatra, highlighted the interconnectedness of our oceans and the far-reaching consequences of seismic events. As our understanding of natural disasters grows, so too must our commitment to preparedness and mitigation. By studying the science behind these events, we can develop early warning systems, strengthen infrastructure, and implement policies that reduce risk and enhance resilience. The science of seismology, for example, has advanced to the point where we can now predict with increasing accuracy the likelihood of earthquakes in specific regions. Similarly, our understanding of weather patterns and climate change is enabling us to better forecast and prepare for extreme weather events such as hurricanes, floods, and droughts. But knowledge alone is not enough. We must also act on this knowledge, investing in research, education, and infrastructure improvements. By working together, we can create a safer and more resilient future for ourselves and generations to come. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, tectonic plates, colossal slabs of rock that make up our planet's outer shell, are in perpetual motion. These plates collide, grind against each other, and sometimes slip, releasing tremendous amounts of energy in the form of seismic waves. We experience this release of energy as earthquakes, tremors that can range from barely perceptible to catastrophically destructive. The magnitude of an earthquake, measured on the Richter scale, determines its intensity and potential for damage. Earthquakes can trigger tsunamis, a series of massive ocean waves caused by the displacement of a large volume of water. These waves can travel thousands of miles across open ocean at speeds exceeding 500 miles per hour. Upon reaching shallow coastal waters, tsunamis surge inland, often with devastating force, inundating low-lying areas and causing widespread destruction. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, triggered by a magnitude 9.1 earthquake, serves as a stark reminder of the devastating power of these events. Section 2. Hurricanes and cyclones. Fury of the winds. Over warm ocean waters, powerful storms gather strength, fueled by the heat and moisture rising from the sea. These swirling masses of air, known as hurricanes in the Atlantic and Eastern Pacific, typhoons in the Western Pacific, and cyclones in the Indian Ocean and South Pacific, are characterized by their low pressure centers and high wind speeds. The Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale categorizes hurricanes into 5 categories based on their wind speeds and potential for damage. Hurricanes bring a triple threat of dangers: high winds, heavy rainfall, and storm surge. Hurricane force winds can uproot trees, tear off roofs, and topple power lines. Torrential rains often lead to widespread flooding, inundating homes, businesses, and infrastructure. Storm surge, the abnormal rise in sea level caused by a hurricane's powerful winds, poses one of the greatest threats to life and property in coastal areas. Section 3. Floods and wildfires, water and fire's wrath. Water, essential for life, can also become a destructive force when it overflows its banks or surges inland. Floods, among the most common natural disasters, can be caused by a variety of factors, including heavy rainfall, rapid snowmelt, dam failures, and coastal storm surges. Riverine floods occur when rivers and streams overflow their banks due to excessive rainfall or snowmelt upstream. Wildfires, on the other hand, are fueled by dry vegetation and driven by wind. While they play a natural role in many ecosystems, wildfires can become extremely destructive when they rage out of control, fueled by drought conditions, high temperatures, and strong winds. Wildfires release massive amounts of smoke and pollutants into the atmosphere, impacting air quality and human health. They also contribute to deforestation, habitat loss, and soil erosion. Section 1. The Shifting Earth Understanding Earthquakes and Tsunamis. Earthquakes originate from the movement of tectonic plates, releasing energy as seismic waves. These waves radiate from the epicenter, causing the ground to shake. Tsunamis are triggered by undersea earthquakes, displacing massive water volumes. These waves travel across oceans, forming towering walls of water near coasts. Section 2. The Perfect Storm. The science behind hurricanes and cyclones. Hurricanes and cyclones form from warm ocean water which evaporates and rises, creating thunderstorms. The Earth's rotation causes these storms to spin, forming a circular pattern around a low-pressure center. The eye is calm, surrounded by the intense eye wall with the strongest winds and heaviest rain. These storms thrive over warm waters, intensifying with favorable conditions. They pose a triple threat to coastal areas: high winds, heavy rainfall, and storm surge. Section 3. When water overwhelms. Examining floods. Floods, among the most common and destructive natural disasters, occur when water overflows its natural boundaries, inundating normally dry land. These events can be triggered by a variety of factors, both natural and human-induced, and their impacts can range from localized inconveniences to widespread devastation. One of the most common causes of floods is heavy rainfall, particularly when it occurs over a short period, overwhelming the capacity of rivers, streams, and drainage systems. Rapid snowmelt in mountainous regions can also contribute to flooding, as melting snowpack releases large amounts of water into rivers and streams, causing them to overflow their banks. Coastal areas are particularly vulnerable to flooding during storm surges, the abnormal rise in sea level caused by the powerful winds of hurricanes and cyclones. As these storms approach the coast, they push water towards the shore, inundating low-lying areas and causing widespread damage. Human activities can exacerbate the risk and severity of floods. Deforestation, for example, reduces the ability of soil to absorb water, increasing runoff and the likelihood of flooding. Urbanization, with its vast expanses of impervious surfaces such as concrete and asphalt, also increases runoff, channeling water into storm drains that can quickly become overwhelmed during heavy rainfall. Section 4. The Fury of Wildfires. A complex interplay of factors. Wildfires, a natural and essential part of many ecosystems, can quickly transform from beneficial forces to destructive infernos, fueled by a complex interplay of factors including weather conditions, fuel availability, and human activity. Understanding the science behind these events is crucial for mitigating their risks and protecting lives and property. Weather plays a critical role in wildfire behavior. Hot, dry conditions, often exacerbated by drought, create an abundance of dry vegetation that can easily ignite. Strong winds can fan the flames of a wildfire, spreading it rapidly across the landscape and making it extremely difficult to contain. The type and amount of fuel available also influence wildfire behavior. Forests with dense undergrowth and an accumulation of dead trees and branches provide ample fuel for wildfires to burn intensely and spread quickly. Grasses and shrubs, especially in dry conditions, can also ignite easily, carrying flames across vast distances. Human activities, both intentional and unintentional, are a major cause of wildfires. Arson, the deliberate setting of fires, accounts for a significant percentage of wildfires. Carelessly discarded cigarettes, sparks from machinery, and unattended campfires are also common causes of wildfires. Section 5. Climate change. Amplifying the fury of nature. While natural disasters are a recurring feature of Earth's history, there is growing evidence that climate change is exacerbating the frequency, intensity, and impact of these events. The warming of the planet, driven by human activities that release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, is altering weather patterns, intensifying storms, and increasing the likelihood of extreme events. Rising global temperatures are leading to more frequent and intense heat waves, which can trigger droughts, dry out vegetation, and create ideal conditions for wildfires to ignite and spread. Warmer ocean temperatures provide more energy for hurricanes and cyclones, intensifying their winds and rainfall. Sea level rise, a consequence of melting glaciers and the thermal expansion of ocean water, is making coastal areas more vulnerable to flooding during storms. As sea levels continue to rise, even minor storms can cause significant damage, inundating low-lying areas and eroding coastlines. The impacts of climate change on natural disasters are far-reaching, affecting human lives, ecosystems, and economies around the world. Addressing climate change through a combination of mitigation efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and adaptation strategies to cope with the unavoidable impacts of a changing climate is crucial for building a more resilient future. Section 1. The human toll, loss, displacement and trauma. Natural disasters cause loss of life, injury and displacement. Earthquakes bury people under debris. Tsunamis sweep away communities. Hurricanes and cyclones cause widespread destruction. Injuries and lack of medical care worsen the impact. Displacement forces people into overcrowded shelters. Psychological trauma is profound and long-lasting. Children are especially vulnerable to trauma. Addressing mental health is essential for recovery. Section 2. Economic devastation, shattered infrastructures and livelihoods. Natural disasters cause staggering economic costs, often in billions or trillions. Earthquakes topple buildings and bridges, crippling essential services. Tsunamis inundate coastal areas, destroying vital infrastructure. Hurricanes and cyclones cause widespread wind damage and disrupt transportation. Heavy rains lead to flooding, causing property damage and crop losses. Economic impacts extend beyond physical damage, affecting jobs and productivity. Disrupted businesses lead to job losses and supply chain issues. Tourism reliant on natural beauty is hard hit by disasters. Destruction of attractions and fear of future events deter tourists. Developing countries are particularly vulnerable to economic impacts. Loss of life and infrastructure sets back development progress. Investing in disaster risk reduction is essential for sustainable development. Section 3. Environmental scars, disrupted ecosystems and long-term consequences. Natural disasters profoundly impact ecosystems, altering landscapes and damaging habitats. Earthquakes create landslides, dam rivers and trigger tsunamis. Tsunamis inundate coasts, salinize water and erode beaches. Hurricanes defoliate forests and damage coral reefs. Floods contaminate water, displace wildlife and erode soil. Wildfires cause deforestation and habitat loss. Wildfire smoke impacts air quality and health. Disasters have long-term consequences for biodiversity. Forest loss increases landslide and flood risks. Coral reef destruction disrupts marine food webs. Section 4. A world in the balance. The interconnectedness of disasters. In an interconnected world, natural disasters rarely remain confined to their origins. Their ripple effects can impact global supply chains, financial markets, and political stability. Understanding this interconnectedness is crucial for global cooperation and resilience. Section 5. From devastation to resilience, the long road to recovery. Recovery from a disaster is long and arduous, requiring efforts from individuals, communities, and organizations. Immediate relief includes food, water, shelter, and medical care. Long-term goals focus on rebuilding lives and infrastructure to enhance resilience. This involves adopting disaster-resistant building codes and techniques. Investing in early warning systems is crucial for timely alerts. Restoring critical infrastructure is essential for recovery and normalcy. A coordinated effort from all sectors is required. Recovery is an opportunity to build back better and reduce risks. Promoting sustainable practices and protecting ecosystems are key. Early warning systems, the first line of defense. Timely and accurate information can be the difference between life and death. Early warning systems detect and predict natural disasters, providing crucial lead time for protective action. Technological advancements revolutionize our ability to monitor and predict disasters. Sophisticated sensor networks provide constant data on seismic activity and weather patterns. Analyzed data enables timely and accurate warnings of extreme events. Effective early warning systems rely on technology, communication, and community preparedness. Building codes and infrastructure, strengthening our defenses. Strengthening our built environment is essential for withstanding natural disasters. Building codes ensure structural integrity and resilience. Modern codes resist natural forces. Earthquake-resistant buildings feature base isolation systems, reinforced concrete, and flexible connections. Hurricane-resistant buildings have impact-resistant windows and reinforced roofs. Elevated foundations withstand high winds and storm surge. Investing in resilient infrastructure mitigates disaster impacts. Critical infrastructure should withstand natural forces, ensuring continuity of essential services and emergency response. Use durable materials and redundant systems. Adhere to strict engineering standards. Retrofit existing buildings to enhance resilience, especially in disaster-prone areas. Strengthen foundations, walls, and roofs. Upgrade electrical and plumbing systems. Community preparedness, empowering individuals and neighborhoods. Community preparedness is vital for resilience. Empowered individuals and informed communities can reduce loss and disruption. Public awareness campaigns, workshops, and education programs equip people with essential skills. Teaching emergency plans, assembling kits, and identifying evacuation routes empower communities. Local governments and organizations play a crucial role in fostering resilience. Section 4. Environmental stewardship, working with nature, not against it. We are part of nature, not separate from it. Environmental stewardship reduces the impact of natural disasters. Deforestation exacerbates natural disasters. Trees act as natural buffers. Sustainable practices mitigate impacts. Coastal ecosystems provide natural barriers. Protecting these ecosystems is crucial. Marine protected areas conserve ecosystems. Climate change exacerbates natural disasters. Transitioning to renewable energy is essential. Section 1. The fragile balance. Our place in a world of natural wonders and risks. We've journeyed through awe-inspiring and devastating natural disasters, witnessing the raw power of our planet. From shifting tectonic plates to swirling atmospheric forces, we've seen the forces that sustain and threaten life. The human toll, economic devastation, and environmental impact are profound. Yet, amidst the devastation, we've witnessed resilience, innovation, and collective action for a safer future. Section 2. towards a more resilient future, knowledge, action, and collective responsibility. The knowledge we've gained about natural disasters, from the scientific understanding of their causes to the development of early warning systems, empowers us to take proactive steps to mitigate their impacts. By investing in hazard-resistant infrastructure, strengthening building codes, and implementing land-use planning policies that minimize risk, we can create communities that are better prepared to withstand the forces of nature. Community preparedness, rooted in education, awareness, and regular drills, is paramount. By equipping individuals with the knowledge and skills to respond effectively to disasters, we can empower them to protect themselves, their families, and their neighbors. Strong social networks, community organizations, and volunteer groups provide invaluable support during times of crisis, fostering resilience and accelerating recovery. Environmental stewardship, grounded in the understanding that we are part of nature, not separate from it, is essential for mitigating the impacts of natural disasters and building a sustainable future. Protecting and restoring ecosystems such as forests, wetlands, and coral reefs can help buffer communities from storms, floods, and other hazards. Addressing climate change, a global challenge that exacerbates many natural disasters, requires a collective effort to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, transition to clean energy sources, and adopt sustainable practices.
And action.
Section 3. A call to action, empowering ourselves and future generations. The challenges posed by natural disasters are significant, but they are not insurmountable. By embracing a proactive approach that combines scientific knowledge, technological innovation, community engagement, and environmental stewardship, we can create a safer and more resilient future for ourselves and generations to come. Let us be informed and prepared, staying abreast of the latest scientific research, heeding the warnings issued by authorities, and taking proactive steps to mitigate risks in our own lives. Let us support policies and initiatives that promote disaster risk reduction, investing in resilient infrastructure, early warning systems, and community preparedness programs. Let us be agents of change, advocating for sustainable practices that protect our environment, reduce our carbon footprint, and mitigate the impacts of climate change. And let us inspire future generations to become stewards of our planet, instilling in them a sense of responsibility for protecting the delicate balance of nature and building a more resilient and equitable world for all.